After a long week of bad or mediocre content, I was looking for a little good old-fashioned escapism, and a movie that's not trying to be anything other than what it actually is. Did Fall deliver just that? Let's discuss. Before I get started, I'd like to kindly ask that you hit the like button, and please subscribe to the channel for more content just like this.
Come on, do it! Do it!
So Fall is about these two best friends, Becky and Hunter, who are all about conquering their fears and pushing life to its limits, respectively. So in an effort to do both of those things, they decide to climb this abandoned radio tower. It's 2,000 feet up, it's in the middle of nowhere, and of course, shit goes south quickly.
We're gonna die!
I didn't see a whole lot of buzz for this movie leading up to its release. I think I saw one trailer for it at one point, and I did find the concept to be somewhat intriguing. Listen, I'm a sucker for survival stories and putting characters in these life-threatening situations that would seem impossible to get out of. And at its core, that's exactly what Fall is, so in that aspect, I was satisfied. This is a very basic concept that mostly works because of how it's presented to the audience. Because again, presentation is everything. Even if you do have to suspend disbelief from time to time to truly enjoy it. The setup is pretty basic. The main girl, Becky, experienced a tragedy while rock climbing. And her best friend Hunter is trying to rescue her from her depression. You see, Hunter is an influencer on YouTube and she does dangerous shit for clicks.
But you one crazy ass bitch!
So she convinces her friend to come with her to climb this tower because she thinks that it's going to teach her friend to live life to the fullest again. I did find both female leads to be very likable. They are both portrayed as being very strong-willed and very good at what they do, but not without their flaws. It's a very different presentation than you would typically get in a 2022 film. These characters feel natural to the story that is being told.
Tits! Whew.
I think what this movie is best at, actually, is building tension. In a lot of other movies, a writer or director might think it's enough to just put their characters in a life-threatening situation. Just put them on a really tall tower, have a couple of false falls, and everyone will be happy, right? But what Fall does really well is that it builds and builds to the point that you're expecting something to happen, but you're never really quite sure when that something is going to happen.
I'm feeling woozy here!
And they do this with the little details that they show about the tower itself. They show that the tower is very old and that it's rotting and that it's falling apart in some areas. So the whole time the girls are climbing up it, you as an audience are holding your breath because it feels like disaster is imminent. It also cannot be understated how difficult it is to keep an audience invested for this length of time with a concept like this, considering the film takes place in a relatively small singular location and basically only has two characters. But I thought they did a great job of creating situations that move the tension along.
I like it a lot.
FYI, if you're afraid of heights, there's a good possibility that this film will cause you to experience some extreme anxiety. When they show you these wide shots of these girls stranded on this 2,000-foot tower, and the feeling of isolation you get from that really plays into the tone of the film and really enhances the conflict. Now, there were a few moments during this movie that were head-scratchers to me.
What the hell am I looking at? When does this happen in the movie?
There's this one kind of soap opera moment that didn't feel entirely necessary and was solely done to add a twist dynamic to the girls' relationship. Also, I do think the end of the film does go off the rails quite a bit, venturing into the realms of disbelief. There's only so much you can ignore as an audience before you start to say, alright, enough is enough. But from my perspective, none of these things really ruined this movie for me overall. For me, it just held it back from being something really special.
That makes sense.
I had fun with this movie because even when it was venturing into ridiculous territory, it still does what a movie like this is designed to do, and that's entertain you. And I was very much entertained for this 2-hour runtime. It's a simple yet effective concept that plays off the audience's fear of falling to your death. Because let's face it, nobody wants to pull a Hans Gruber off the top of Nakatomi Tower.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Fall was pretty much what I was looking for from a movie like this. It's not going to change your life, but if you're looking for a way to kill 2 hours on a Saturday afternoon, I think it works on that level. It's a fun but flawed experience, and that's why I'm going to give it the Cathouse.
Saved by kitty litter.
Y'all be cool. Shut up.